Hello everyone, this is Greg McCann with Fitness Base Camp. The Wellness Wednesday message this week is on spiritual wellness. So what is spiritual wellness? Well, spiritual wellness is that side of ourselves that represents our spirituality, and our spirituality is that part of ourselves that represents, often described as the deepest part of our being. Those deepest parts of ourselves that make us tick, that impact our meaning of life, our call to life, our conduct with ourselves, with each other, with our environment. All of these things could be part of what makes up our spiritual lives, our spiritual selves. The deepest meaning and essence of who we are and what we're about, what defines us and how we're defined. And in order to embrace spiritual wellness, generally, in most cases, if you study those who've gone before, there are spiritual disciplines or practices that go along with that. And those spiritual disciplines, probably on the broadest sense, include a life of prayer, reflection, meditation, a life of really meditating on the deeper sides of the spiritual realm, often, if not daily. As some type of call to action when it comes to an application of that those spiritual practices and understandings are then lived out with those around us. And remember, wellness looks at different dimensions of ourselves but has a positivity to it, has a positive side. So that the spirituality that I'm referring to today are those spiritual sides of ourselves that create a positive implication or a positive connectivity to the world around us and those around us. That's going to call to action a sense of our being that's bigger than ourselves oftentimes. It's bigger and it draws us into places of sometimes exciting places that we never dreamed we'd go before, and other times scary places where we're just like, oh my gosh, what am I being drawn into? You know, it calls us to live a life that's bigger than us, so to speak. And so it's really a great thing. The spiritual disciplines that one practices, especially if they make it part of a lifestyle, can be some of the highest experiences of our life on this earth. But we're an interconnected beings. So when we go out and we exercise and we have the sense of well-being that comes from exercise, we can get the same sense of well-being through some spiritual practices as well. And sometimes when we combine the two, coupled with the land that we're living in, the environment, a mountaintop experience, or an ocean experience, it just magnifies everything. And so on this Wellness Wednesday, I encourage you to embrace that side of who you are, you find an expression of that it feeds into who you are as a person and the world around us in a way that gives life and doesn't rob life. So on this Wellness Wednesday, this is Greg McCann checking out.